Welcome to Brothers Born Podcast, Player 3 Edition. It's me, Crutchy.
I'm Ross Libos.
I'm Dracula Dragon.
And I'm Mini Goofus.
We're here to bring you all the awesomeness of video games.
Or at least our spin on it.
And it's gonna be great.
Thoughts may vary.
Hey! Welcome back to Brothers Born Podcast, the Player 3 Edition, where we actually have 4 people.
It's confusing. So is your enthusiastic hey-hays.
And so is your boringness. Hi, my name's
Dude
Kevin.
just got bored.
I like to do podcasts.
I mean, you could just name it, instead of Player 3, call it like the multi-tap, like the PlayStation, where you would plug in a multi-tap and have multiple
Oh,
players.
yeah.
That is cool.
Dude, I wish I had mine. I don't know what happened to mine, and I have
I have
my
it.
PlayStation. You have it?
I think so. I think I have it over here somewhere. I remember that thing. That's how we played Tenchu, 4-screen.
Not Tenchu. You couldn't play Tenchu 4 screens.
Couldn't you?
Yeah, I don't
No.
think so.
No. There's only one.
Nightfire, I remember we used to
Yeah,
play.
Nightfire we
we
used to
did
play,
that.
yeah.
I swear we did. Oh, I guess it is only 2-screen, huh?
I'm not old enough to be in
We
this
would take-
discussion.
We would take turns. Yeah, Kali, you'll never know the beauty of staying up till 2 in the morning with your family members and friends on a split screen.
Look, I would do that, but there's somebody who
Yeah.
says that I can't hear, so yeah.
It is
Yeah,
probably
how it
some of
is.
my fondest memories of growing up.
Yeah, seeing at one quarter of the screen is amazing.
Yeah, it sucks, but it's cool. You eat pizza rolls, drink some Diet Coke, probably, because that's all my mom had in the refrigerator.
Caffeine free.
Oh man, it's like, dude, why drink that? What is even
Not-
the point?
You remember, it's kind of off topic, but I got to bring this up real quick. You remember when we used to play Battlefront 2 and Steven,
Oh,
you would,
yeah.
you would fall asleep while we were playing it.
Oh, I'm notorious for falling asleep in a bunch of games together, playing with you guys.
So I think we brought this up before. We'd be like playing and we'd look at your screen, your guy would just be like running into a tree or something.
Look, that tree has the secrets of the universe inside of it, okay?
Yeah, dude. I fell asleep all the time. Actually, Brendan, myself, our friend Dawson, another friend of ours named Aaron, when we were in high school, Zelda Four Swords Adventure, we had made big plans to play that. Because we even like borrowed like 3 Game Boys from people, and we had this big thing planned. It just so happened it was the same day that my high school band was in the studio. We were there all day. So I didn't get back till like 7 o'clock at night, and we're like, all right, let's play it. I lasted 20 minutes. Then I fell asleep, and they were so mad at me.
This was
But-
like a 3-month plan, by the
Yeah,
way,
it
because you
was.
had to use the Game Boy Advance with the link cable on the GameCube. So it was like we had to find people with Game Boy Advances, and we had to find people with link cables, and we had to find time for all of us to do it together. It took like 3 months, and Steve lasted 20 minutes.
Yeah. But I am proud to say that like 3 weeks ago, I think it was, Brendan Dawson and I did go on and beat one of the Four Swords games, the one that's on Game Boy Advance, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did do
It
that.
took us like 2 hours and we finished the whole thing. It was really fun.
It was fun.
Cool.
It's fun.
So I redeemed myself. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, speaking of beating games, I did not beat spoiler alert.
Hey,
Um,
wait, hold on. Spoiler alert. I didn't beat spoiler alert.
Though to be fair, I didn't really play the third world.
The third world is the first world.
Okay, the first world.
So, listeners, as you know, last time we did this little podcast of ours, Kevin found this game called Spoiler Alert, and that's what we play. All 4 played it, and we're going to discuss it a little bit today. Did anyone beat it? I didn't beat it. Kevin didn't beat it. Kali, did you beat it?
I didn't beat it.
Brendan, how about you?
What do you think, Steve?
You're playing it right now.
None of us have beaten it.
So, it was. All right, how should we do this? How can we lead this discussion? Does anyone want to give their thoughts first, or like open it up? What do you think?
I would say, I guess just kind of get right into it. I feel like for a cheap game, it was definitely a cheap game.
Yes, fair, absolutely. The soundtrack was the same thing over and over and over again, which is fine. The concept was there for me. I thought the idea of starting at the end of the game was really cool, actually. I liked that part of it. and that's about where it ends for me, honestly.
Yeah,
Concept was good. Execution could have been better.
But I mean, it could be
Yeah.
a budget thing. The studio behind it, who knows? But so you're a chili pepper. That's cool. Um,
Actually,
and
no, chili peppers are often regarded to be hot, not cool.
yeah,
Can't believe you would forget that.
It
here's
kind of
the
reminds me of like those old Flash games more than anything else.
oh
yeah,
yeah,
it did kind of look like an old Flash game.
like a game you'd play for free on the Cartoon Network website or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that or like Newgrounds or like the Homestar Runner game, like the games they had on there.
Yeah. The art style was kind of fun. I did like the trees with the grumpy faces in the background. That was kind of cool, actually.
that's
I like
cool. And I do like the chili pepper as a character. It's a different, weird direction to go. Why a chili pepper?
that's a
I
good.
mean, it's better than a cucumber.
Yeah, you're right. It is better than a cucumber. I
I
just
mean,
don't
they,
know.
they might have gotten sued by the VeggieTales guys if they did that.
That's maybe that's what it is. They like let's be a little edgy. We'll make our guy a pepper. I think there is a pepper in VeggieTales though. But how far did you get? Uh, I got so there's three worlds. You start in the third world and you go backwards to the fourth one. I made it to the second level of the third world, which is really like the 18th level of the first world. But I got to like pretty close to the end of the first world. I can't beat this one. Like I just can't do it. I keep dying by this fireball, and I can't figure out how to get past it. I tried it for a while today too. How far did you guys get?
I did World 3 and 2.
You did both. You've got far.
Huh?
You
There's
did
three worlds.
yeah you did 3 and 2. I only did like
You did 2/3 of the content.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
dude.
did 2/3 of it.
You gotta finish this bad boy. Let's stop the
Yeah,
podcast right now. You could do it.
I mean you're probably right, but I just honestly I just got caught up in playing a different game and then kind of forgot about it.
So
Uh,
now
Me
you
too, man. Me too.
how far did you get, Kali?
I think I got like halfway through the third world.
Oh, nice, nice. Brendan?
I did a couple levels.
Um,
now I need to commit myself to beating it.
Beat the other game first and then beat that one.
but yeah, I think it was a fun little. It was fine since it was less than $5, and I think that's how most of these are going to go. But we might be surprised. Or hopefully, we find one that just really lands with us. Would I recommend? All right, let's give it a number out of 10. Out of 10, what are we giving this bad boy? Brendan, you start.
4,
Four.
5, 5.
Okay,
It's
wow,
average.
That's
It's
pretty generous.
I mean, it's playable. Anything less than 5 is like you can't even play the game.
Kali, what do you think?
Ah, I think it gets extra points for good concept, but it does get docked points because it's a cheap game,
Yeah,
But I think I'm gonna rate it around a 6.
6. Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty generous too. Kevin?
I'm gonna have to say closer to 4. It got boring,
Yeah.
honestly. And it's not very long, which is good for a game that gets kind of boring, I suppose. But yeah, I'd say a 4.
I'm gonna put it at a solid 3.5.
3.5.
It's not
Good.
solid. That was just a half a point. So
Yeah, that's
Three-
not really a solid.
It's really more of an unstable 3.5.
All right, I'm giving it an unstable 3.5. Um, that's what I remember I was going to ask now, Kevin. You got a little farther than the rest of us. Does it get harder into this in the second world, or does the game get easier because you're going back in time?
I'd say it's about the same, honestly.
Okay, gotcha. Because some of the levels are like super easy, but some of them were a little harder. But the one I'm on, I can't get past. There's like a dinosaur mask you put on,
Yeah,
and like there's
I
like
remember that.
a burning pile of looks like poop or something. It turns into a guy, and then he hits me with a fireball, and I keep dying, and it's frustrating me. But
Out of context, that sentence. I mean, even with context, that sentence doesn't make any sense
so
at all.
here's what's going to happen for me with this game. I'm going to delete it, probably today. But
I will probably make an attempt to finish it at some point in time.
but it was fun. Even though it wasn't I've played worse games for sure.
oh yeah.
I mean, there's always that.
What I think is kind of weird about this, all right, so these are games that are less than $5, right? And so you kind of expect them not to be bad, to not be that great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's a lot of free games that are pretty, they're actually really good, that are really popular. Like Fortnite, for example, is a free game that
Eh,
everybody plays.
that's like a
So it's
4 for me.
so it's like if a game costs money but not enough money, it's a bad game. But if it's either costs a lot of money or completely free, it's good. Is that how this works?
I mean, sort of, but also not really, because you can
Well,
have games that are like really expensive and people absolutely hate them, and then you can
that's
have
true.
games where like the fans actively try to pay the people more money than it costs. I think Hollow Knight
Yeah,
was like that. Like
yeah.
a bunch
Hollow
of people were like,
Knight's.
"This deserves way more than $15."
I agree. Hollow Knight is one of those games. It's like, wow, you kind of feel bad for paying only $15.
That's a very good side-scrolling game, though I'm very bad at it. I could never beat it. I never got very far
I
because
mean,
it's
to be
very
fair,
difficult.
it's a pretty hard game.
Um,
Be fair to you.
do you
It
have you
it's
played that,
pretty okay
Kali?
too. I like the way it
Wait, what?
looks.
Hollow Knight?
No, I haven't played it. I do want to though.
Um, I know it's the little bit I played was really cool. I liked all the creepy bugs and stuff. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's
Um,
got some decent music.
yeah, dude, for sure.
It has very good music, actually.
That could make or break a game for me. Honestly, that's one of the. Okay, I feel bad now. Spoiler alert, I'll give it a 4. 3.5 is a little low. I'll give it a 4. I've rounded up. Um, the soundtrack did not do it for me though.
No,
Yeah, it's pretty repetitive.
But um,
but it was a side scroller, or a reverse side scroller, but a side scroller nonetheless. So,
yes.
Steven, you mentioned maybe we'll talk a little bit about side scrollers here for a
Yeah.
bit. Hello there. Do you like the sound of my voice? That's a stupid question. Of course you do. And because you love my voice so much, you probably want to hear it with more clarity. Well, good news. You can help make that happen. You see, having access to better equipment means better quality, but better equipment is expensive. By donating some funds our way, you can help us improve the equipment we have and help us with any fees and the like we accumulate while producing content. We have 3 tiers of donation available. First is a monthly payment of 99 cents. Tier 2 is a monthly payment of $4.99, and our third tier of monthly payment is $9.99. To make donations, follow the link embedded in this episode's notes. There is of course no obligation, and you can still listen to our content for free. But if you love my voice, as well as those of my bros, or if you just want us to have a better looking site, we would welcome your support. Thank you in advance, and please enjoy the rest of the show.
Best side scroller.
I feel like most of your classic games are basically side scrollers.
yes. And there are some really good ones. And then there's some that used to be really good, but when you play them now, you're like, wow, this is not like Contra is not that fun for me now. But I used to think it was rad when I was a kid. Um, it's not really my jam anymore. But I know it was really popular back in the day though. Contra Force.
Contra Force was cool. That was probably the better. I think that was a better game than other Contras.
Beans. I remember the guy's name was Beans, and that was sweet. I liked
Beans.
And of course, you have your classic Mario, Mario 3, Mario 2,
yeah.
which Mario 2,
And
aka
all the Game Boy
remake of
Marios.
Doki Doki, uh, Doki Doki Panic, I think was the name of the original game.
I think so.
Is it that?
Yeah, it was Doki Doki Panic. So Mario 2 is kind of meh for me.
Mario
Well, Mario
2?
1's kind of meh for me too. Honestly, uh, honestly, all those old size Marios are kind of meh for me now.
But not back then they were super fun though. You
No,
know?
man, three was the best one. I remember
Three is great.
Dave and I would stay up like at night and try to beat Mario 3. We did it, I think, once or twice. We'd always use the whistles though. We'd always be like, we're not going to use the whistles, but we ended up using them anyway.
I would always want to do that too. I'd be like, I'm gonna beat this game without whistles, and then you never do it.
Yeah.
If I could save it, I would totally do it. But to just sit down in one sitting and plow through that bad boy, I can't. No way.
Well, you can now if you play it on the Switch.
That's true. You can. So maybe
You
I
can
will go
save it.
back and do it without whistles. Mario 3 was pretty solid. Of those three, that is the best one for sure. Some of the other side scrollers, like the side scrolling games are still popular now, like Mario Bros. Wonder that came out last year.
That's
That
fun.
game's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good.
No, that
It's
one's pretty good.
I liked
It's
it.
very wacky, but it's good.
I thought it was pretty fun. Um,
Kirby All Stars pretty good.
I love Metroid. The Metroid Dread that came out recently was really good.
oh yeah, That's a
And
solid.
Castlevania, but that hasn't had a new game
speaking
in
of
ages.
Metroid, I did not realize in original Metroid that there was a code that you could put in that gave you like invincibility and unlimited missiles.
Yeah,
Really?
it definitely
That's a
makes
lot
the
of
original
missiles.
a lot
So now
easier.
I want to replay it with that code.
Does it work? Can
It,
you do it on
it
like?
just wants to have infinite
Yeah,
missiles.
because it's like had like a password system, so you just put the password in.
Oh man, yeah, dude. I'll play that, man.
Because
Infinite missiles, sign me up.
the original, when you died, you lose all your missiles and you get like 30 life, and you'd have to sit there killing things until you got your life back up. So if you lost on a hard boss, you'd be like, well, I gotta spend 20 minutes getting my life back up.
That's what stinks about those old games. Like, I don't know. Maybe we're spoiled now, but like, it's so hard to crank through them because if like you one misstep and you're donezo, you can't bounce back. Um,
Yeah, like Ninja Gaiden, dude, those games were so hard.
Oh yeah, dude.
even like Mega Man. So I got this like a Mega Man Legacy collection, and it's cool because you can rewind. So if you are almost dead, you just rewind until you have full life again, then you play it. Yeah, that's awesome. But like the only one I ever got close to finishing was Mega Man 2. That was with the two of you, Brendan and Kevin.
I mean, we've beaten 8,
Oh
but I guess
yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
later.
I forgot about 8. Those were tough though.
Wait
Oh,
a
you know,
second. Isn't Zelda 2 technically a side scroller?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
yeah, I mean it's kind of both. It's also the worst Zelda game. So
It has its
Oh my god.
moments.
I mean, there are those like
no,
CDI
it doesn't. That
ones.
game is a terrible game.
CGI
Um,
ones.
So the CDI Zelda games, I've never played them, but I
Oh
heard
yeah,
they're
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
Oh
bad.
yeah,
I've
that's
never played them either, but I did hear someone call the new Zelda game Echoes of Wisdom just like Wand of Gamelon, like redone. I
Huh.
don't know how to feel about that. I really don't.
Is Wand of Gamelon an old? What is that?
it's one of the CDI
It's the
games.
That's one of the
CDI
Oh, I
CDI
didn't know
games.
that.
They
Huh.
and
made
like you
3 of
play as
them.
Zelda.
Huh.
Yeah,
Enough.
but I feel like when it comes to like actual, because you can't really count those. They're not considered like legit Zelda games.
Yeah.
Or
But
what's that one on the one on
they
the
got plenty
Wii?
of memes though, so
The
that's cool.
archer thing on the Wii. It's like a
So
pseudo
the
Zelda
crossbow
game.
training.
Oh
Crossbow
yeah,
training.
yeah.
It's-
That was
I
just a
showed that game to
glorified
my friends,
tech
and they said
demo.
it's the best Zelda game. Like nothing else could compare to that one.
um. Yeah, I guess you're right. The second Zelda game is side scrolling for part of it. Yours is like a world map you're on, but when you go through the like dungeons or whatever.
Yeah.
But, side scrolling is a big thing though. Like it's still popular now. Obviously, there's some like Hollow Knight you mentioned earlier. Uh, there's one I really like called Ori and the Blind Forest. That one's
Yeah,
super
Ori
good.
is really good.
Soundtrack is dynamite in that one.
Yeah.
Isn't Celeste side scrolling? I know that's
Oh,
I've never,
Celeste
Yeah,
is amazing.
It's
Celeste
That's
never
is great.
super
actually
hard, but it's very fun.
Celeste has amazing music, man.
Yeah.
Like I listen to that OST just over and over all the time.
it tracks your like deaths, and I had beat Celeste, and I had like 10,000 deaths or something in that game because it's
I'm,
really
I,
hard.
It is
I'm
very
sure.
tough.
I'm sure, dude. To some people, that's like an amazing score.
I tried. I like playing it. I've played through a good section of it, but it is very difficult. Um, the spikes always get me in that stupid thing.
They make it easy though. When you die, it's like instant instead of like, like, oh, life goes down and then it takes a minute to come back up. It's just like
Yeah.
boom, you're back in it. So you die a lot more frequently.
Um, there was one I played a couple years ago called Gris. That was pretty cool. You don't fight anything in the whole game. It's just a kind of glorified puzzle.
Oh yeah, I played that
I've
recently
played, have
too.
I played that?
That's very good. I liked it
I
actually.
don't think I've heard
I,
of
I
it.
I opened my Switch and I was like, oh, I bought this, and I played it recently, and it's pretty fun.
The music in that one is also very good.
Yeah.
And the artwork is very cool.
I don't think I played that one. I think I was going to, but I didn't.
it's
There
worth
was
a
some
play
others.
through.
I don't know.
You're like looking
not
for
very-
colors to make more of the world colorful, and it adds
Yeah.
more levels and stuff. It's cool.
And it's
That
not super
sounds really
expensive.
cool,
I think
actually.
you would enjoy it. You should check it out. It's usually I think it's less than $10 if I remember right.
That sounds like a Kali game.
I
Gris.
do like puzzle games.
One I really enjoyed, I played a while back, is Owlboy. That was very fun. Also a very good soundtrack. It kind of had a little bit of a remember Wonder Boy, Brendan?
Mm-hmm.
Had a little bit of that vibe for me, but you're an owl instead. Owlboy. But it was pretty cool. You play as like an owl who can't speak. and you go through this world, and you
Well,
get.
I mean, normally owls can't speak either.
But in this
They
world,
kinda just go hoot
anthropomorphic
hoot.
animals.
Dude, you
But-
remember? Speaking of side-scrolling games, you remember when like games like Double Dragon, Streets of Rage, and all that like were
Ugh.
like
Uh,
were like really popular?
oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
like beat 'em up type
You
of
just like
games.
beat up dudes.
Yeah, those were always fun.
they're fun.
Those were fun multiplayer rather than like by yourself though.
By yourself, that's just so sad,
You
kind
just
You
get
pick up like a
of.
pipe and you start hitting people with it and stuff.
But like, yeah, Streets of Rage. There's a newer Streets of Rage I downloaded on my PlayStation a couple of months ago. It was fun for like my brother-in-law and I played it for a while. And like all the bad guys are like the same skin, but they're like they change the color of their vest or something like that.
Yeah,
But like they look the same, but they're a little harder because they're pink now.
dude,
I like
there's
I like it when games do that. Like,
y-
there's this enemy and then there's a slightly stronger version of this enemy, and the only indication you have to that is that they're neon pink.
Yeah.
I love it.
yeah. They do that in RPGs too, like in Final Fantasy and stuff. You just fight
Yeah,
like
it's true.
another Marlboro and it's like orange this time or something.
The black one, or the green
One of
one, or
these
the
days, I'm
orange
gonna
one.
duck myself into
or
a bin of like green paint and say, "Hey, I'm stronger now."
even in Zelda, like in the current Zeldas, you have the bokoblins and
Oh yeah.
moblins
Yeah,
and
the black and white ones and the blue.
the
Oh yeah.
silver.
But they have like different weapons sometimes, or like they have like different armor and things, don't they?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of fun. It's an easy way to make a stronger enemy, or you make them tall. Golden Axe. Remember, those are just normal sized people. Then there's gigantic people for some reason that just exist in this world.
That's
Like,
true.
like their thigh is the size of a normal person. Like I don't know, it's pretty fun. Golden Axe is another one of
Those
those
are
beat 'em
some
up.
thick thighs, though, man.
Golden Axe,
Um,
Altered Beast.
Oh
Altered
yeah,
Beast.
Altered Beast.
Oh, dude. Oh, it's a little bit of a different variant of the side scroller. But do you remember? I think it was called Subterranea.
Oh yeah, I
You're a
was just thinking about that
spaceship.
game.
Yeah,
And
that
you had to
game
like
was
pick up the
hard, but it
little
was cool
people.
though.
You had to pick up all the little people. I got pretty far in it.
Yeah, that game was
Subterranea.
awesome.
That game was good. That was a good game.
Did you ever play that, Brendan, on Sega Genesis?
I don't think so.
I swear I played it with you. Maybe it's a
Maybe
pretty
we
cool one.
did. I just don't remember that one.
It's really tough because like the first level's fine, but after that, like you're like on a spaceship and you have to like go, like Kevin said, land, pick up some like not hostages, refugees or whatever, and take them to the next thing. But like it's kind of one of those ones where not too much stuff is fighting you, but like the walls
Eh,
can hurt you or like you
or,
can crash your ship
yeah.
easily.
At one point in time, you have to pick up a mirror because there's like a laser beam that you have to angle the mirror
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
laser. Yeah, that game was hard. It was cool though.
That reminds me of another really solid Sega Genesis side-scrolling game is the Lost Vikings. That game
Oh
ruled.
yeah.
Actually, I really like that a lot. Um,
That was like a mix of puzzle and action.
yeah.
'Cause you had to like have the dudes do different things.
I
So
think
here's
Kevin,
here's my thought. I have a whole thing about Lost Vikings.
yes.
Not a whole thing, but I feel like my dream Zelda game.
I was just asking about
Oh,
this. I think we talked
okay,
about
Yeah.
it before.
okay,
So
okay.
my dream Zelda game is where you play as both Zelda and Link, and they both have different abilities, and you have to. It'd be like Lost Vikings, where you have to use their abilities to, like, in between, go in between the two of them in order to pass the dungeon.
That'd be
There-
so
He
cool.
keeps talking about
The
this,
one
so
on
I
DS,
shut up about it.
Spirit Tracks, is kinda almost like that, where Zelda's like a ghost and she can like possess armor and you use her to help complete the dungeon along with Link.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play that game, and I was looking on Amazon for it, but
Well-
it's so expensive now.
Yeah.
And I think it would work though, because if you look at the more modern games, if you look at Link and give him like some of the abilities he has from either Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, but in
Wow.
Echoes of Wisdom, if you give Zelda like the same abilities she has in Echoes of Wisdom, like it would work because you can have like a good combination of puzzling and like action.
Yeah,
It'd
that
be
would
really
be cool.
if they had it animated the same way. So like your Link is animated like Breath of the Wild, but Zelda still looks like the little cute Zelda that's in
That would
Echoes
look
of-
Zelda's a little
That
tiny-
would be
weird. I don't know about that.
Zelda's a little people figure.
Yeah.
He like rides around on Link's hat or something because he's just so tall. compared.
Just mix it up a little bit. Wind Waker style versus more realistic style.
Dude, I love the Wind Waker style.
It is fun. It's very, very good.
We dressed as Wind Wakers, Link,
That's-
Zelda, and Ganon for Halloween.
I saw
Oh
that.
yeah, I saw that. That was sweet. Wind Waker's my favorite Zelda game.
Really
It is.
interesting. I like
My
it.
favorite is probably Breath of the Wild,
Ocarina of Time, till I die.
or possibly the original one. I do like the original one.
The Breath of the Wild's a lot like the original one, but just, more modern.
Yeah.
That's
Breath
true.
of the Wild is a lot like the. Yeah, I think that was like the whole reason why they did that.
So I have my daughter is 14 months old, and today I had her try playing video games for the first time,
Wow, wait.
and it didn't go great.
Well, I wouldn't imagine it would.
She wanted to
Just try to eat it.
No, she didn't do that. She saw me playing with it. I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I just gave this to her. And it was a Mario game, and she just died right away. But she did move him a little bit, so that was cool.
Well, it kind of sounds like something
It
that
was
would happen if I told my mom to play games.
That's
it was,
true.
it was the Mario game on Game Boy Advance. I forgot what it was, but you could play as Peach, Mario, Toad, or Luigi.
It's just Mario
Dude,
2, isn't
You
it?
guys,
I think so.
do you two remember when we had that game and we plugged it into our
Oh,
car
yeah.
stereo?
Oh yeah.
I've heard this.
Didn't we
story
do that to
before.
the Jurassic Park?
Oh yeah, that song still slaps, dude. It's so good.
Yeah. We just blared it while we were driving
Playing
around.
it in our car, and it's just like, woohoo!
Yeah. Because like
Ah!
that was back in the day where you had that cassette tape adapter to
yeah.
put a Walkman CD player. But we just plugged it into the Game Boy instead. It was like we drove by, someone was like, "Okay, Yahoo!" It's like it was so fun. People, in my mind, people saw us and thought we were funny. The reality is that probably no one paid any attention, or they thought we
Either
were
they
annoying.
paid no attention, or they thought that you were extremely immature and annoying.
Yes.
That would probably be it.
But yeah, dude, the music from that Jurassic Park game, that game sucked, but that music was awesome. I sing it at work sometimes. I'm like, when I get nervous, like I'm rushing through something or whatever, I'll like sing that song. Like I'm running to the back room, the lab. I'm like, it's like it pumps me up to sing that to myself.
But I'm not the only one who does that. I'm running late.
Well, Brendan, lay one on us, man. Kevin gave us spoiler alert. And,
Yes, I do have one. And I think this one might not be bad, but I'm not sure though. I've seen this game before, but I never played it. It's
all right.
called Gunman Clive.
Gunman
Oh,
Clive.
I've heard of this.
Is it on the? It's on the Switch store.
It's on the Switch and it's $5.
Oh, perfect. Let me search this bad boy.
It's
up.
actually like a combination of 1 and 2, but it's whatever. The art style is very cool looking.
Gunman Clive. All right. My hunch, just by the name alone, it's gonna be pretty cool, and it's gonna be better than spoiler alert. But we will see.
Time will tell.
It does look pretty cool. It's a side scroller as well,
It is.
but also some like 3D, like you're not a spaceship, but you're riding something, shooting stuff in the sky. So cool. Let's check it out. Done. Purchased. So next
All right,
time
I'll have to purchase it here in the next couple days, and then we'll
we
play
will
it.
we will discuss that next time. I'm excited for it. Gunman Clive. It's kind of cool because I've been rewatching Trigun lately.
Me
and
too.
I'm on
Actually,
this like Western kick right now, space Western kick. So,
Yeah, this is definitely like a westerny type.
good. All right, well, this was fun. I'm excited to see how this one pans out. I think if the game's really good, we might end up spending the whole episode talking about it. If it's not so great, we just deviate. Ooh, oh man,
Just talked about stuff.
there's something there right there. If it's not so great, we deviate. Oh man, you guys with me here? You like that?
I don't know what you're trying to
A
do with
basic
that.
rhyme. Yeah.
Oh,
like-
like- no, it's like
what are you gonna do with
our-
that little? slang in there?
Our intro is still kind of hit or miss. I was listening to it, but maybe we could put if it's not so great, we deviate. No, that sounds weird. Never mind.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit.
It's like, but Kevin's over there, like, we're gonna tell you about the awesomeness of video games. I'm like, at first, like in the moment, like, oh, this is cool, but now I listen to it, I'm like, maybe we could butter that up a little bit.
Damn, that sucks.
If it's not so great, we deviate's not the answer, but
No, but
something
yeah,
like
but
that.
at the end, Kali has that bit where she's like, yeah, maybe not.
Thoughts may vary. That's what it was.
Yeah, thoughts may vary. Yeah, so I think we're covered.
All right. Fair enough. Cool. All right. Well, this is great. Thanks for getting together. And Gunman Clive next time.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like a plan. Peace out, homies.
Bye.
Bye.